Franz Reichelt, a tailor who tried to fly. Imagine Paris in the early 1900s. The Eiffel Tower stands as a symbol of technological progress. It dominates with its skyline and its towering height. People below marvel at its size and ingenuity. Among them is Franz Reichelt, a tailor with a dream. He isn't just fascinated by fashion. He dreams of flight, not in an airplane, not with wings, but with a wearable parachute that could save lives. The world is changing rapidly. Airplanes are new, balloons are still exciting, and inventors experiment boldly. Franz wants to take human ingenuity to the next level, childhood and early life. Franz Reichelt was born in October 16, 1878 in Hungary, Austria. He grew up in a modest family. As a child, he showed mechanical curiosity. He enjoyed tinkering and imagining ways to solve problems. He eventually moved to Paris, the heart of innovation in Europe. In Paris, he trained as a tailor. By day, he sewed suits for clients. But in his spare time, he studied flight. He watched birds. He watched balloons. And he dreamed of a way humans to descend safely from great heights. Paris and early aviation. The early 1910s were a time of experimentation. Parachutes were in their infancy. Many inventors attempted jumps from balloons or towers. Some succeeded and some failed. The risks was enormous, but Franz was determined. He wanted a parachute that could be worn as a suit. This way, anyone can jump safely without any complicated equipments. His vision was simple but ambitious. The invention process. Reichelt worked non-stop in his workshop. He stitched layers of heavy fabric together. He attached rods and struts to give the suit structure. The idea was that it could expand in the air. It would catch air like a parachute and slow the fall. He tested this design on dummies first. He dropped them from a low height. Some experiments failed. Some partially worked. But he believed in his invention, refined the design, and prepared for the ultimate test. Technical details. The suit was heavy, made of canvas and wood. It had hood and wings that was supposed to open while the fall. Reichelt calculated the angles and the airflow, but he didn't have wind tunnels or modern testing methods. Everything relied on observation and intuition. Would catch air and slow a human fall. It was daring and it was dangerous, and it was about to be tested in front of an audience. Public attention. By the early 1912, authorities was aware of his work. They permitted him to test from the first deck of the Eiffel Tower. Cameras were brought to capture the event. Journalists arrived. Spectators gathered below. Paris buzzed with curiosity and fear. People wondered if he was courageous or foolish. The Eiffel Tower, 57 meters above the ground on the first deck, loomed above him. The jump. On February 4, 1912, Reichelt climbed the Eiffel Tower. Wind whistled around him. He tightened his parachute suit. He checked everything meticulously. Then he stepped off the platform. Time slowed for the onlookers. The suit failed to deploy. The parachute did not catch the air. Reichelt fell. The crowd gasped in horror, the cameras captured the tragedy. It was instantaneous. He did not survive the fall. Aftermath and reaction. The newspapers reported his death immediately. Some called him reckless. Some called him brave. His story spread across Europe. Critics argued about the danger of innovation. Supporters praised his vision and courage. Even though his jump failed, his jump inspired many people. People began taking wearable parachutes more seriously. Franz Reichelt became a symbol of risk-taking and ambition. Legacy. Franz never lived to see a successful parachute jump, but his dream paved the way of aviation safely. Today, parachuting is common, and emergency decent equipment is standard. Reichelt's story is a reminder of innovation often comes with risk. Standing at the Eiffel Tower, one can imagine him tinkering in his workshop, dreaming of flight. He reminds us courage, vision, and determination sometimes demand the ultimate sacrifice. Franz Reichelt's leap into history remains a dramatic lesson in human ambition.